he'd be there. If not, we'll probably get a video from him.
Okay.
And the family is coming to accept.
Well, that's
if
great.
If he can't make it.
That's
so
good.
we always have somebody close, right?
That's really
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's, this is my 14th year as chairman. When I started...
I thought you were president, man.
No, different guy.
That's right.
How I got involved, though, is I produced the opening ceremonies for Super Bowl in 2006 in Detroit.
Cool.
So I did the opening salute at the Fox Theater for Roger Penske and the committee.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Very
great.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
So it was a
awesome.
really cool program. From that, they approached me and said, hey, love to talk to you about getting involved with our induction ceremonies because they're really kind of weak. And I said, love to help. So I did 2 of them. And then Ray Scott, the former Detroit Pistons coach, was the chairman at the time. He says, hey, you want to join the board? Love to. So long story short, coming to the next board meeting, Ray says, I got good news and bad news, everybody. And they said, what's the good? What's the bad news? I'm ill. I got to step down. I got to take care of my health and family.
Yeah.
What's the good news? Scott's going to take my place. And never mentioned a word to me.
Wow. You got caught
Comes
flat-footed.
into
You're
a
like,
board meeting. I'm there, sitting there, and he says, Scott's going to take my place. And everybody looked at me, and I looked at me. I said, what do you mean? He says, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
wow.
So at the time when I took over, the Hall of Fame was in the red, $480,000.
wow.
They had put this semi-truck on the road for marketing purposes, didn't have the sponsorship to uphold it,
Right.
and got themselves dug a hole, right? Come to find out, there was some personnel issues internally that some of the sponsors weren't happy with. I let go a couple of people. As soon as I did that, I went back to all the sponsors. They all forgave their debt, 100%.
Nice.
Wow.
Today
That's
we're
nice.
in the black, have been for 14 years now.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
We're
Awesome.
kicking.
Love it.
Now, having said that, we don't have a home. So we're the oldest and largest state sports Hall of Fame in the country without a facility.
Really?
Yeah. State like Virginia doesn't even have a pro team. They have a Hall of Fame facility.
I'll be damned.
It's crazy.
Now, is there anything on the cusp? Has that been talked about?
I've talked to everybody till I'm blue in the face, right? The Roger Penske's, the Dan Gilberts, everybody with the checkbook that could help us out in some
Sure.
way, shape, or form. And they're not obliged to do it, but all you need is for one of them to jump in the pool.
Right.
If one jumps in the pool, it makes the ripple effect.
Right.
Yeah.
The odds of somebody else coming in is much greater. So we'll continue. We'll continue to look for it.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
So-
that would be great, man. I think that should be something that's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
I hope somebody latches on and gets that done.
Yeah, and especially with what we want to do with it. If we did get a facility, it'd be more like an educational facility, much like the Boys and Girls Clubs.
Sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
So you try to get the kids involved. You guys have ever seen those ESPN shows with sports science?
Yeah.
I mean, the kids love that stuff, man. If that's something's going to grab them and keep them involved and keep them focused on the important stuff like the education, just think what sports could do in that realm.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right?
Sounds like
Wasn't it at Cobo Hall at one point?
Yeah. So it was a hallway in Cobo Hall that when you went from Cobo to Joe Louis,
Yes.
you walked down the long hall, the plaques were up, the murals were up, and that's all it really was for all these years. When they did the renovation, we had to pull all that stuff out, and they didn't want it back in the hallway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So you still have all
Which
that?
yeah,
They
we
still
also- we
have
still
that in
have all that.
storage?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, that would be,
Yeah.
hopefully someone that's listening to this podcast, or you keep networking with the right
Yeah,
people.
absolutely.
I think that's going to happen.
Well, what we did is we started a community program, an outreach program where we go to the places that they created their career. Like Ford Field right now has 37 of our plaques,
Wow.
but they're not up yet. So I need them to put those things up. Wayne State's got 9. It's in their Hall of Fame. You can go there tomorrow and look at them, take pictures with them. UAD has Spencer Haywood at the gym, right? So you got all these places where we could put them up. You could almost do like a road show.
Yeah, man.
And then give people stuff as a push and pull. Go get your picture taken, right? Send it into us. We'll send you maybe some apparel
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
something.
that's cool.
So we got little things in the hopper. Trying to
It's
get there.
amazing.
So now, what are they going to get? Like when you guys do this,
Yeah.
and you have this,
Yeah.
this is going to be where,
This is
and what do you hand out to these Hall of Famers?
yeah. So Thursday, October 17th, at Motor City Casino in the Soundboard. We've done the last 6 of them there.
Okay.
It's a perfect setup, right? So you got the stage. They all come, have this giant reception, do a live program. It's about 2 hours. Then we do a tailgate party. So for a $100 ticket, you can hang with these folks. You're
Oh,
right
that's
next to them.
sweet.
Like you're right here. as I'm talking to you, you could be talking to them. And we give them a really cool ring.
Oh, that's badass.
It's awesome. And a plaque.
Yeah.
And then 2 years ago, when the woman, I'm forgetting her name, Michigan pitcher, Louisville sponsored bats. So they all got
Finch?
these custom.
Is
Yeah.
it? Yes.
Jenny Finch.
Yes.
So they all got these custom bats. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So
And
how do you raise money to get all this stuff? Currently, if you're buying rings, you got to get venues, you got to pay for things, you got to probably fly some of these people out, I
Yeah,
imagine. So
yeah.
how does all that revenue come in to support that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a fully volunteer-based board. There's 12 of us, and we go out and get the sponsorship dollars.
Wow. So you're knocking on doors, just
Knocking on doors.
say, hey, I'm
Wow.
Scott
That
with
is
the
awesome.
Michigan Sports
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. We're
Yeah.
looking for
What about Eminem? What about Eminem? Kid Rock.
So it's funny you say that because this being our 70th anniversary,
Yes.
I mean, there's no bigger time to have something like that happen. And so let me back up for a second. So what I do for a living is produce corporate meetings and special events. I just got back from 2 weeks in Minneapolis with the United States gymnastics team, Olympic
Awesome.
trials.
Yes.
Well, Mike Tirico's there broadcasting on NBC.
Michigan guy?
Oh, wow.
So
yeah.
Mike was my MC for this Super Bowl program.
Very cool.
So I went up to him and said, hey, buddy, this is our 70th. Love to have you if you can make it. I know you got a tight schedule. It's Thursday night. You might be doing Amazon or whatever the other
Yeah.
shows are. But if not, come help me out, right? He said, Scott, 70 stuff. So we'll see. Maybe. But Brad Galley from Channel 7 is my guy.
Brad's
Yeah.
cool,
No,
man.
yeah, yeah,
I like
yeah.
Brad Galley. He's great.
He's,
at what
he's
he
been the
does.
last 10 years.
That's
he's
awesome.
so
That
solid.
is awesome.
And shout out to Tirico too. He's always plugging Michigan.
Yep.
Kidding me?
You know he's a homer.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Even though the asterisk thing when they beat the Chiefs, nobody liked that though.
Right.
He still went into their house and beat them, didn't he?
Right.
That's right.
You know?
For sure.
But yeah, I really hope that works out for you, man. 'Cause I think
Yeah.
that would be great for the state of Michigan.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're already out there with Detroit and them down there at the train station. You know, you see Downtown Boxing Club, same
Yeah.
thing, kind of like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They got all that money. Evander Holyfield gave money. Madonna.
We just actually recognized them 2 years ago. It's our Sports Legacy Award.
Yes. Yes.
So we give that award to groups
Yes.
who, won't ever be mentioned in the Hall of Fame aspect.
Yeah.
But
Right.
they're inner city programs that are helping all the kids.
And you know
At
the
end of
good
the
thing
day,
about
that's
that
what
is, because even my boy, they fought through there. Them kids have to study, or there is no boxing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I know
Absolutely.
both of them. And I said, where you guys come from? And I just seen her at the tournament, national tournament.
Yep.
I said, I go, you sing the anthem? She goes, you know I did. I said, what you've done and turned that around. I go, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
She's like, you know you're always welcome here. I said, well, ain't no doubt.
Right.
And she's like, they know. It's homework, study. You don't do that, you don't box.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. I like
But back
that.
to your comment about Eminem or Kid.
Yes.
M's a huge sports fan. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I sat next to him in the suite this year in the playoffs,
Awesome.
and he's pounding on stuff. I mean, pounding.
Yeah.
And screaming. And I'm like, my man, I had no idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like, how, it only takes one guy to help like that.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable.
And I think it's great because it builds community.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
gives
yes.
people a reason
Yeah.
to celebrate your homegrown athletes.
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful thing all around. So if we ever get big, we got your back, Scott.
And so
Yeah.
my small connection, right? So I coached South Lake football from 90 to 95. Every Monday night we had our coaches meeting at Gilbert's Lodge.
Okay.
Who was in the back kitchen? At
Eminem.
Gilbert's.
He used to work there.
Marshall Mathers.
Clean
In the
dishes.
back kitchen.
Flip told me that story.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
It's crazy.
So Em, if you're listening,
Yeah.
shout. Give
Let's
me a
get it
shout.
done, baby.
Shout.
Get it done.
Help out our brother Scott, man. Let's
That's
go.
it. Ain't no doubt.
I definitely see this becoming that. It's going to be big.
Oh, I think so.
Continue to push on, man.
Yeah,
It's a
for
big
sure.
deal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of athletes that came out of Michigan. What are some of the biggest? We talked about Derek Jeter.
You name it.
Magic,
I mean, start with Ty
Magic
Cobb in the
Johnson.
first class.
There you go.
Ty Cobb,
Ty
Nice.
Cobb.
The old Ty Cobb.
right? Joe Louis,
Yep.
Stevie Eisenberg, Al Kaline, Gordie Howe,
Yes.
Barry Sanders.
The list just keeps going.
It's unbelievable. And every year I start my speech out with the audience and say, I'll put the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame up against any state.
Man, think about it.
Toe-to-toe, position for position.
Yes.
You don't beat us. You will not beat us.
So it's open not to just athletes. It's open to coaches. It's open to sportscasters. So how does that? Is there categories?
Yeah,
like
so
you
there's
have
5 categories.
Okay.
Professional, amateur, coaches, contributors, and media.
Okay.
All right? So 5 categories. It's open. Nomination periods open October 1st to November 30th every year. So you just go on our website, www.mshof.org. You can nominate anyone you want. That doesn't mean they're going to make it.
Is there a list that you already populate, like the top 5 sportscasters, and then people can vote
So
on
what
that?
happens is we just had over 300 nominees this year.
Wow.
300.
Wow,
Yeah. The first year I started in 2010, we had 6.
it's growing.
So it's growing, right?
Yeah,
We're getting a lot
absolutely.
more people paying attention, a lot more people there at the program. And so anybody can nominate. But then it goes not to me. Everybody says, hey, man, can you get my guy in?
Yo,
Doesn't
man,
go to me.
Scott, you stuffed that ballot box for me,
Right,
man?
right, exactly.
I want a plaque.
As soon as you
I
hit
want a ring.
as soon as you hit submit, it goes to our elections committee, which is about 30 people. And they're broadcasters, they're journalists, they're Hall of Famers. And I never hear or touch that process.
So it's kind of like the Hall of Fame votes, where the beat writers get to vote on like the,
Yeah.
the people that are going into the Hall of
Absolutely.
Fame and stuff like
Absolutely. But they're only a percentage of it.
that. Okay.
So what they do is they go through, they vet it all. They say who is actually eligible,
Now-
who's not.
Now, do they have to be from Michigan?
They have to be from Michigan.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that
Play the sport or be
either
actually
half
No,
of
no, no,
Michigan.
no, no. The people that you're giving these,
The committee?
yeah.
Well, they've already, yeah. I mean, they're involved in sports as a whole,
Okay.
right? But to be a Hall of Famer, you either have had to have been born here, played here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Right.
yes,
There you go.
homegrown, man.
Yeah, homegrown.
I love that. I love
Right
that.
on. Yep. So then it gets vetted. They whittle it down to about 10 in each category. And then they submit it to the board. We approve that ballot. We send it out to the public. Now, back in 2010, we may have had 10 people who voted from the public.
Damn, that's crazy.
We had over 3,000
So,
voters this year.
Do you have a
across the state.
website you can tell people about? You
That's
have
it.
a-
Yeah,
That's
so www.mshof.org.
wow.
How many
our
people
website.
you expect and you think is going to be there October 17th?
We're getting anywhere from 350 to 400.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now,
But the
being
main-
it's at the casino, do we get some free play money if we show up?
So now, what about this, Scott? What about like that shirt?
Yeah.
Is there anything like you could get us? Because I would be honored to wear something like that or a hat.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So-
be seen with that on,
So-
knowing and ties that with you and what you do for your work.
Funny you just brought that up because we just opened up the apparel store
We got
on the
swag.
website.
We got swag
on the
now.
website.
There you go,
First
man.
time.
There you go.
Right now.
Awesome.
So anybody can go on and order away. All kinds of stuff.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
So Scott, how did you get into sports? Were you always a sports fan? Did you play sports growing
Yeah,
up? Tell
so-
people a little bit about you.
Very, very fortunate. Played all the sports growing up: baseball, football, basketball. Then got into racquetball. Right.
Nice.
Those are my 4 big ones.
Now he's a pickleball champ.
Now I got a small addiction. to
Careful when you say
pickleball.
pickleball.
Yeah, yeah.
You would think that'd
Tell
be
him-
masturbating.
Tell him who you played with, who you were partners with.
Yeah, so
Down in Florida.
I'm just picking the game up, and I go to this high school in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, and I'm playing for one of the first times, and I meet this gentleman for the first time, and we're paired up, we're playing. All of a sudden, this car pulls in the parking lot, and everybody kind of stops. I'm like, "What's going on?" He goes, "Oh, well, that's Rick." I said, "Rick who?" He goes, "Rick Barry from the NBA."
Wow.
Remember Rick Barry?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Suns, right? And played for
Remember
the Suns,
the potty
didn't
shot, the grandma shot,
Yeah,
the free
yeah.
throws?
he? Yeah.
As competitive as he was 18 years old.
In his 70s.
Wow.
He wanted a ball, huh?
So we end up
Who's that?
partnering in the game.
Pickleball.
He MF'd me the whole game. If I missed a shot, he'd say, "What the? What
An
are you
athlete never loses his competitiveness. That's a fact. Don't matter how old you are.
I
you never
appreciate
lose
it. I appreciate it. Yeah, for sure.
That's great.
But yeah, so playing sports all my life, then coaching, having the kids, coaching sports, and then producing. So a little bit of my list, right? Super Bowl 40,
Yes.
and then I did Ryder Cup 04.
How awesome.
I
Oakland
handled
Hills.
both U.S. and European hospitality teams' rooms.
Wow.
Wow.
It was super cool, man. After the event, when Europe beats us, of course, I go to the hotel to start taking stuff out of the room. Darren Clark is sleeping on the couch.
Really?
Sleeping on the couch. I walk in, I said, "Hey, Darren." He wakes up, he goes, "What time is it?" I said, 10. He goes, "Oh, shit." He goes, "I gotta get on a plane. Oh, I had to go." See you, man.
Crashed out.
How did nobody know you were on a couch?
Really?
Right,
right.
Even room service people, I got let them sleep there for a while.
Yeah, it was really wild. Really
So
wild.
for Super Bowl in 2006, it was at the Detroit City Airport, Playboy rented airplane hangar,
Yeah.
and they had this party there. So we did the red carpet and we did the coat check. So we're sitting there, so they come down the red carpet, they're taking pictures and this and that. All of a sudden, he elbows me. He goes, Joey Harrington's coming. I was like, really? So he's waiting on him. Hey, Mr. Harrington. He goes to hand Scott his jacket, and I intercepted it. I said, interception. He goes, oh, man, come on, man. He's like, yeah, whatever. He goes, bro, that was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Scott, did
We
you
got
ever
to
eat
meet-
caviar with Joey Harrington or no?
No.
Who else did we meet? We met John Lynch that night. Big
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
man. He goes,
Solid.
Lynch is coming. He goes, damn, man. Oh my goodness.
Very solid.
Lynch is
Yeah,
a football
for sure.
player, man.
Yeah.
Baller, ain't no doubt
Yeah,
about that.
he's a
Right.
baller, man.
He's got that neck like a tree trunk.
Fuck
He's
yeah.
big
Yeah.
dude, man.
You even see him up in the booth, man. He looks yoked.
Yeah, he does. Yoked.
That's the word of the night.
But one of the other cool things I did was Arnold Palmer's 50th anniversary of his U.S. Amateur Championship.
Awesome. That's
We won
awesome.
at the
hell
Country
yeah.
Club of Detroit.
Nice.
So we set up this giant tent, this giant fundraiser, going to benefit Cornerstone Schools. We raised $6 million that night for the school district.
Wow.
And
God
I got the pleasure
damn.
to walk Arnold into the event. So everybody went from a reception space into a dinner space. It was 1,500. I got trumpeteers waiting for us to come to the door. As soon as I get to the door, I cue them. These are... Everybody stands up.
Wow.
Well, I lean into Arnold. I said, man, can you believe this? He goes, what? He goes, all this for me? He goes, I go, all this for me. I'm glad you're with me, though.
Yeah.
Right? I pat him on the ass and sent him down the hallway. That was awesome. I got a picture where he's smiling. He's laughing
Yeah.
right at me.
Trying to find it. You got some great photos on your Facebook page.
Oh, thanks.
Man, that Arnold Palmer one, that's the one you and I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
That was a great picture, man.
Yeah. So
Anybody-
that's how I got involved.
Anybody that you met that you were just a little disappointed about, like
Demeanor or-
demeanor. You don't want to. Maybe it's an off the air question, but
No, because the ones that you think are going to have that attitude, absolutely don't. And you brought up a couple. You brought up Derek Jeter.
yeah,
So, Jeter canceled on us the first year he was supposed to be at the program.
Mm-hmm.
But he had planes issues in Tetersboro. He was actually on the plane in Tetersboro coming to us. Plane had issues. He just said, I'm not going to make it. Okay. He showed up the next year. And so he comes in with the wife, Hannah, everybody, kids, mom and dad. Had a great time. He was the most cordial guy. And then afterwards, what I thought was really cool and kind of made me feel great was his dad seeked me out at the end of the program. And he comes up right up to me and he says, Scott, Mr. G. I said, yes, sir, I know who you are. He says, I got to tell you something, man. We were skeptical. We didn't know what this was. I said, he goes, this is one of the best ones we've ever been to.
how about that?
And I was like,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
okay,
about.
man. check.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's so
right?
cool.
They wasn't
Yeah.
doing that shit in Ohio, I guarantee you that
Right?
right now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You weren't doing that at Total Sports. So I'm on your Facebook page.
I like
and
that.
I'm
I
not
like
creeping
that.
on you here,
Yeah,
but is this who I think it is?
Sure is.
Do you guys know who this is? I mean, I know the cameras can't see that. You know who that is? Is that Walter Cronkite?
That's Roger Penske.
That's what I thought. That's the Roger Penske. This
Yeah,
guy is
yeah.
like multi
and
everything.
as nice as it could be, man. Yeah, I mean, treat you like a son.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever have any bad experiences with athletes? Like someone that really stood out to you or just kind of a prick?
I got to be honest, not really.
That's good.
Not really. And so the other thing, how I became into this as well, is when Ford Field opened, I did the grand opening of Ford Field, produced it. I also produced the Lions player introductions out of the tunnel. If you remember that big steel cage,
Yeah, man. I sat
do.
in 101 right
I
there.
designed the cage.
Wow.
So when that cage opened up, the fog, the Lions roar,
Yeah.
that's us on the
Well, that's
field.
badass.
I worked
That
a
is
couple
awesome.
of those. That was fun.
Yeah,
That was some cool shit.
yeah, that was sweet.
David Carr was waiting to go out there. You know, and I go, I think you guys are gonna do today. He goes, probably not good, man. Probably not good.
He actually said that?
Yeah.
Gosh,
You know.
man.
Now, Scott, I'm assuming you're a Lions fan, right?
Huge.
Okay, so
Very huge.
Let me ask you this. They were talking about this on the radio today. You know, there's two Lions fans. There's the skepticism from the past, and there's guys that are just fully on board.
Yeah.
Which side of the fence are you on right now?
Fully on board. Always have been.
Tell the people why, because
Fully
they'll
on
value
board.
your opinion more than ours, I think.
No, I think I can feel something in that organization that's twisted and turned right now. And everybody said, you know, maybe once Mr. Ford passes, they'll sell it, and then that will turn things around, right?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Sheila Hill has done a heck of a job trusting Brad and Dan to run
Absolutely.
this organization right now.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen a mistake yet.
Yeah.
Let me knock on the table.
Right.
Right. But
Knock on wood if you're with me.
right. But every draft pick has been solid, and those guys are so enthusiastic. I mean, I'd run through a wall for Dan Campbell.
Oh, for
Right?
sure.
I mean, that shows right there. I mean, you see the building blocks, and she said, "I will do anything at all costs because
Yeah.
I trust in Dan." And look at what's paid off.
Yeah.
Did you hear his press conference today?
Yeah.
I mean,
It was awesome, man.
I got a short clip. I don't have to play it right now. We can do it during sports or now. But he was talking. The question came to him about veterans, about what the expectations are. And could I hit it here, Philly?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Okay, so what would you like to see from them, you know, as far as this training camp? Would you like to see them take a step as far as leadership or anything?
Yeah, look, this is their team. This is their team. We're in year 4 now. Those guys have all been here. Sewell as well, you know, Frank, Decker, Alex, Aleem. Like, here we go, man. And that's the other thing. You know, like, those guys aren't pups anymore, you know. Iffy, all of them. Barnes. So this is your team, and you guys set the standards. We set the standards a long time ago, but now as players, you guys control it. So if it's not up to your standards, well, it needs to be said, and let's do it again. You know, you guys control it. We shouldn't have to worry about that anymore. That's on them, and that's what I want. That's what I expect.
Just the fact that he still has carried this momentum over to this. I mean, there's more we'll talk about in sports, but I'm like you, man. I listened to this press conference today, and it's like, I've been removed from the game for 40 plus years, man. I couldn't, you know,
Right.
I couldn't do half of what I could even think I could be doing right now. But just the fact that having that type of mentality, it's like an old school mindset that still resonates with a lot of us that all played sports, every one of us here.
Yeah.
Got us all
And-
bricked up, brother.
And it takes a
We're all
special
bricked up.
guy to make that get your locker room buy-in and to get these guys. They show up in
does.
great
Blood
shape.
pumping.
I mean, these guys look
Yeah.
freaking great.
And look,
man.
I mean, this week he had another talk with Williams again.
Yeah.
He was addressed.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
so he's telling you he's not playing.
No, he's not
and
playing.
these guys stand up. It's like saying, "We go get this guy, get this guy. Does he fit? We don't want him if he don't fit.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
care who he is.
Absolutely.
If he don't fit, you can't come in this locker room.
Yeah, that's
something
why they're
special.
not. He's not opposed to making a trade, but he hasn't done those splash moves because he's got homegrown talent, guys he's drafted. They're paying players that have been here. Barry Sanders, right? What was
Yeah.
his biggest gripe? Not paying the guys that have been there.
Right.
Kevin
Yes.
Glover and those
Absolutely.
guys.
As soon as Glover was
Absolutely.
gone, he was like, I'm done.
Yeah, they're
Well,
taking
and
care of
that's,
that.
you know, half the battle being him being a player. He knows, right?
Yes.
He's been there. He's not going to ask you to do something he wouldn't do.
That's true.
Yes,
And
yes.
if anybody saw the start of training camp today,
Yeah.
he was doing down-ups with the team.
Again,
That's
keeping
what I'm
his
saying.
word,
He's,
man. I
he's
love
carrying
that.
it over,
Right,
man. He
right.
ain't changing.
I mean,
Guys
I love
got
it.
grit,
Guys
man.
love it, man.
Well,
I
who's
love
that guy? Who was the guy? Greg Grudden, who come on the Fives of the Week. He said about St. Brown. Nobody knew him. I made a comment to him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to break down the details.
Yeah,
to
he
him.
was
So he
talking-
was number 8 USC, my friend.
Right, yeah.
The list keeps going on. I can tell you
I'm
more.
cross-posting on a bunch of platforms right now.
Yeah,
Mr.
it is
man.
kind of throwing it out there.
Hey man, you ain't talking about medulla. Are you?
Yeah, man,
man,
you
who
listen to
the fuck
that new M twice. Medulla's coming
I
back
was
to
like, man, are
life.
you trying to start something? Are you kidding me right now, man?
Yeah.
Like, wow.
But since we're on sports, man, let's just keep rolling
Let's
with
let
it.
it rip.
You know, Lions training camp has begun, so like all the juice is flowing. Realistically, what's your expectation for this team this year? I mean, you want to talk fluke. This last year was not a fluke because they beat teams handily.
Yeah.
They won the close games.
Yep.
And you were within, you know, a score of going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And that is unheard of here in Detroit.
Absolutely.
And you
20,
look at
30
how the
minutes.
team's built. You
Right.
got depth. You got superstars. You got a ton of talent. You got a great coach. You got great leadership up top. To me, the sky's the limit, man. And I it's scary to say, but I'm not scared to say it because they're built the right way. We're all football fans. We're diehards. We love the game. and you can just see it happening in front of your eyes. Now you just got to go do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I say, barring injury, there's no reason you can't go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, that ball doesn't hit off Vildor's mask. We might be in the Super Bowl.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Right?
How many times does that happen?
I know.
That's
It's always
crazy.
that one thing or two things.
Yeah, but to your
Got to
point-
get past it.
But to your point, they've built a solid foundation.
Yes.
They're not doing knee-jerk reaction trades, right? Just because the guy's available doesn't mean he fits.
Right.
And they're
Exactly.
sticking to it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because you got guys out there like Judon, Brandon Ayuk, who's unhappy with his contract. No, you can go and spend a first-round pick and go grab one of those guys, right? They will help, of course.
Yeah.
But Campbell's solid on his fundamental pieces, character guy. So, hey,
Yeah.
trust in that process, man. I'm
And
with
he's
it.
loyal. He's loyal.
Yes,
Very much.
100%. So, what else is going on in the sports world, Cheech?
Well, the Tigers are still red hot.
Playing good ball.
They are playing very good ball. And I posed that question to him, like, would you go ahead and trade that pitcher? And, he's like, nope. Not
right
this
now.
year.
Not right now. We're 6 games out of the wild card. Scooble's red hot. I know that they say we can get a lot of good players for him. But when you're done building, man, I mean, it seems like we're always trying that trick.
Valid point.
Right?
Thank you. I said that last week. Thank
Sooner
you.
or later, we got to have a farm system that can get it done. We have 2 hitters come up that can produce. We're right there.
Yeah.
We're right there.
I just don't see. Only thing that makes sense to me, if you're gonna trade him, take Bias with him, and this is what I want, and it's gonna be with you, the Orioles.
Yeah.
I want Jackson, Holiday.
Yep.
I want Mayo, and I want another guy, and then I want some of your top prospects, 2 of them at least, because I'm gonna have at least got 3 guys that are gonna start the next couple days.
Yeah.
And if not, deal's off the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trading
Sorry.
away your best player. You better get something for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to, because I don't believe that Torque will be back. I think Torque's done.
Yeah. Like you said,
For
how many
us.
times you pull the
For
same
us.
trick? Just
Yeah.
keep going into that
Yes,
same routine.
yes.
It just fails you almost every
Yeah.
time. You don't have a good success rate.
Yeah.
It's not going to help
There
you.
was such high expectations
Yep.
for Torkelson, and I just think it's mental for him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that made me something he can't overcome.
Yeah, or he might just need a change of scenery.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. I'd like to see him flourish somewhere else, if possible.
Yeah.
Now, switching gears, are you guys Olympic kind of people? You see where Snoop Dogg's going to be doing some stuff with the Olympics and stuff like that, carrying the torch in?
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, how many memes will be
He's gonna-
created over that?
He's gonna have the blood.
He's gonna
smoking
He's
contest.
gonna crip
True
walk.
story, Scott.
He's
Snoop
gonna
is
crip
bringing
walk
the
that
torch
thing,
in,
man.
In Paris.
Speaking
yeah.
of the Olympics, this Olympic basketball team, how they come? Oh, we're better than the Dream Team. No, you're not.
No,
You're
absolutely
not even close to the
Please
Dream
don't
Team.
talk that.
Yeah.
You almost lost to Sudan.
South Sudan.
South Sudan.
Yeah.
Sudan.
What was it, that 102 to 101 game?
Yeah.
Literally came, that was a 1-point game last
Yeah.
week, right? It's crazy.
Do you
And
think
these other guys that were left off, who's the dude for the Celtics that just won that MVP?
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown
Yeah.
and Kyrie Irving. They don't have deals with Nike. That's what it is.
Okay.
So that's
about
why.
it.
Gotcha.
So when Kyrie was having trouble with Nike, Jaylen Brown's the one that kind of chimed in and this and that. Curry doesn't have a Nike deal, but he's Curry. You're definitely going to have him on the team.
Yeah, right.
Exception.
Because why would they take Derek White when I think who's the dude from the Clippers that got hurt? Leonard.
Kawhi, yeah.
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi.
So then they bring in Derek White, and it's like, why would you bring in Jaylen Brown? Why wouldn't you bring in Kyrie Irving? The guy can dribble through anything. They don't got Nike
Now,
deals.
is it a preliminary play or are they going right now? Has it started?
This is preliminary so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
2
guess
games,
LeBron's
South
going to be
Sudan
the
and Germany.
opening ceremony flag bearer.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that? First,
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think about that? You think
LeBron.
Do you think
Coco
that was deserving, or do you think it was like, let's just give it to the old guy, or he needs it more than any of us else? Type thing. 'Cause when Curry's like, well, we picked, I'm thinking, just think how much better you are than him. Like, you know what I mean? See that guy that LeBron has to have this, or he's going to go boo hoo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're losers.
That's how I kind of took it. Like, I'm not a LeBron fan.
I mean,
so.
but he's the best of his era. You know what I mean? Overall, I think you got to give it to whether you like him or you don't like him. I think as a basketball player, guy's a stud.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of the
You got
goats. No
Durant,
doubt.
he's got the same amount of trophies you got. Kevin Durant.
An era
Hello.
player. This
you
goes
doing?
on forever.
Curry too.
Jordan or LeBron, Scott?
Oh, Jordan.
All day.
Jordan all day.
Kobe or Jordan?
Kobe for me.
Okay, see, I have to switch gears
Kobe
now.
for me.
Some people would stick with Jordan throughout the whole conversation. No way, man. The best,
It was
the
like
best.
that was like rejuvenated. Kobe is like the rejuvenated Jordan.
Right.
Well, you said Kobe or LeBron, though.
No, I said LeBron first. You said Jordan. Then I asked you Kobe or Jordan.
LeBron.
And then
No, you said Kobe or LeBron.
Did I-
We'll
did I
look-
trick you?
We'll look at the recording.
look at it. Okay. Wait.
You got him in a pickle moment.
He's throwing a flag
call
over
New
here.
York,
He's
Eric.
throwing
Come
a
back,
flag.
call New York.
It's
Just
under review.
so just so there's no argument, it's Jordan
All the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
All right.
Jordan
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
for sure.
So what do you think about the Pistons?
And what both those guys did was they won all their championships with the same team.
That's right.
They
Yes,
didn't. They didn't.
exactly.
They didn't team hop.
Exactly.
You know,
Change
you're
like
looking.
LeBron.
You know,
I'm going to here.
Yeah.
I'm going here.
KD did.
For sure.
I'm taking my talents
Not
to
saying
South
KD.
Beach.
The KD's badass,
man.
but yeah.
Have you seen the Summer League? Have you been watching the Summer League?
Little bit.
I've
Very
watched it.
little.
That damn Holland, that boy's bad. And that Clipman, I call him Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, you got them big.
He got them braids out like this and
Yeah.
they look like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
That boy can hit threes all day long.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they got them first 2 picks.
What about Bronny?
Never heard of him.
He was struggling a little bit. in the
You say
summer league.
struggling?
Struggling. Hit the drop beat.
That's
Talk
somewhere
about
in here.
pressure.
What was the guy's name again?
Bronny James.
Ronnie.
There you go. Better late than never, doesn't it?
I think he's overrated. Dan overrated. You gave him what LeBron wanted once again.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about this? Since we're talking Pistons, Chauncey Billups came out and he says he thinks the Pistons would have won at least 3 championships and run LeBron out of Cleveland much earlier had Detroit drafted Carmelo Anthony. Do you agree with that, Scott?
I don't.
Say it one more time.
Had they drafted Carmelo instead of Darko Milicic,
Yeah.
do they win
Oh.
3 championships and run LeBron out of there earlier?
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, prediction,
Yeah.
maybe.
Who else was in that draft? Chris Bosh was.
Yeah, who's the other guy?
Was Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade.
You could have had him.
That's who we should have had.
Yeah,
Chris,
he would have won.
Chris Kaman from Central Michigan was in that same draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caveman.
Never been
But we
a
took
big
Darko,
Carmelo
though.
fan.
He
Darko.
won victory cigar,
Oh
baby.
my God, that was terrible, man.
Somebody, who was the scouting report on that?
He got a ring though, didn't he?
He did.
You sure did. Him and Fennis Dembo. Remember Fennis Dembo?
Absolutely.
Carmelo was always a crybaby, dude.
Yeah, he
I
was.
know.
Yeah, he was.
I got to be the shooter. I got to.
Right.
Like, no, you can't, man. Be
Yeah.
at peace. No, I ain't going to do that.
Because that's not how the team was built, though. Larry Brown was defense, man.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
right.
so I don't think he would have fit that culture.
And they didn't like him at first. They're like, man, this guy's a dick, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I'm telling you, you follow my program, we will go championship. And they did. When they bought in,
They did.
they seen it.
Because Rick Carlisle got him to a certain point, and they went to all those championships in a row, but Larry Brown got him over the hump, man.
Yeah,
That's
we
all.
did.
You know who
Right.
I can't wait to see in college hoops is this Cooper Flagg. He's from Maine and he's going to Duke.
Duke. Yeah.
So when the U.S. Olympic team played all these amateurs, he was killing them. He was killing them. This kid's 17 years old.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Human highlight film.
Yep. He's the next Larry Bird, man. We need
The
him.
next Larry Bird, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
You look kind of like Larry Bird. with
Do
that
I?
hair.
I mean, yeah. I don't know who I look like tonight. You see, Stafford redid his contract, so he
Yeah.
didn't have no disruption in
A
training camp.
third time, but with a different team. A third time
He's
that man's
taken-
done
he
that.
He's just backloading, right?
Right. Well, he
Yeah.
got some upfront money. He got the guarantee, so that's kind of money in the bank now. But that's showing that he's willing to do what he has to
He's
do.
a class act.
I mean,
really
that guy
is, though.
handled it. He could have just been that dick that showed up to
sure.
training
Yeah.
camp with an attitude, you know.
I want to get paid. I got a ring. I deserve it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's like
on
Philly
him.
said. Ayuk showed up to Frisco's camp. You know, didn't hold out. Just showed up. He said he's not happy. He wants his contract. And the guy in Dallas is doing the same shit right now too.
CeCe Lamb.
Yeah, CeCe Lamb. So everybody wants that big payday. man.
Dallas is done.
Well, Jordan Love.
McCarthy's done.
Did
Yeah.
you say?
Jordan Love.
Oh, Jordan Love. Oh, that's right.
He's sitting there, but he's on the field.
Yeah. Do you guys think the Chicago Bear fans are getting a little bit too excited about
Oh,
what they
yeah, their
have going
balls
on
are
right
getting
now?
tickly,
I mean,
yeah. Oh,
it's
absolutely.
nausea. Like, I mean, I get it. You got a nice pick in the draft, but they're already fucking putting all these.
Take it easy.
Take it
Take
easy.
it
You know,
easy.
come on, take it down a notch. I mean, they're already like, oh yeah, we're gonna run the division and all the memes with the Bears.
Well, you
screwing
know,
the
with
line
Wayne,
and all
once you
this. I'm
shut
like,
him
come on.
down, he goes to mommy. you know, he'll be literally up in the stands and she'll have a blanket. Oh, my son.
I'm telling you,
He's
it's
that type
Johnny
of kid.
Manziel 2.0. Book it. I'm telling
Who's
you,
this?
it's Johnny Manziel 2.0. This dude over
Something
there
about
in
Caleb
Chicago.
Williams,
yeah, man,
Chicago.
I think
Oh,
Caleb
Caleb.
Williams, man. I think they're giving the guy. I mean, he's a good athlete.
Yeah.
I'm not buying into
You
it
couldn't
yet.
beat the big teams last year.
You're not
Yeah.
buying into it yet, Cheech.
But do they have enough around him yet?
Yeah,
They got good people. They got
They
a
do.
great receiving core.
yeah. I mean, they're
How's that offensive line for the Bears?
They've added pieces, but it's still not good.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lions been building that for the last
That
3
might
or
be
4
the
years.
difference.
Kind of looks like Joe Burrows, doesn't he?
Yeah.
does look like-
Yeah, what's up with you? Did you see how Joe Burrow showed up to
today.
camp today, man? That was just ridiculous the way he showed up.
Eminem too.
Eminem, yeah.
Now, will
Slim
he
Shady
ever
could
go
stand
back
up.
again? Will Burrows ever go back to the big game again? Or was that his only shot?
I don't know, man. You got him. You got the guy in Buffalo. I mean, there's a lot of high expectations for the AFC. You got the GOAT right now, of course. You know, in Kansas City. You know,
Watch
Patrick
out for that
Mahomes.
Rodgers.
Then there's someone that,
They built that
Rodgers
team.
might
Rodgers,
creep
you got to
in.
watch
You ain't
out
getting
for
hurt again.
Rodgers.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott, last year he predicted the Jets to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
And
How
what
you're
happened?
gonna
in
change
the
your
first game?
tune
Right.
Sunday night when San
was just gonna
Francisco
say.
taps his ass in the Bay?
what do
You're
you
gonna
think?
forget all about Aaron Rodgers again.
I was
What
just
do you
gonna
think,
say
Scott?
though, as we all know, it's whoever stays the healthiest.
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
They
yes.
gotta stay healthy.
for sure.
And
I think
Marathon, not a
Rodgers
race.
will beat San Francisco. I'll go on. If he's healthy, Rodgers will eat him up. I guarantee you will. They lost
because
3 or
he's-
4 of their defensive guys too.
His polished, he's a great quarterback. You just think he'll pick him apart?
Oh,
Rodgers,
without- that
Purdy's
owner went out and
decent,
did
but he's still
anything
got.
Rodgers said. Oh, you need that lineman? I'm going to get him. I'll do anything it costs. He's got to get that money back. He lost. First play of the game, second play of the game, he's done. I gotta have some kickback now, bro.
recoup.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's got to redeem himself, right?
Oh.
I mean, everything was about him last year going to New York, the big market,
Yes.
the big media, the hype and everything. The first national televised game, it's Aaron Rodgers
Second
and,
play in,
and
and
like
third play in, yeah.
it's like that was shit
FanDuel, I'll go
that-
down
you
there and
could
put
tell.
100 on. He'll win 10 plus games, guaranteed.
They're fucking showing
And
people
you
in the
could
stands
tell
crying. I can't believe I
instantly.
bought his fucking jersey.
I don't personally. My prediction here for him,
Yeah.
he doesn't stay healthy this year either.
You think he goes down
I think
again?
he goes
Down
down.
goes
Oh,
Frazier.
they'll take all that money. New Yorkers take a drive like
Yeah.
that, they lose.
And they got a great defense there too. So if
Oh,
he does
yeah.
stay
And
healthy,
they
he's
built
one of
that
the greatest
offense.
quarterbacks of all time. There's no
Oh, yeah.
denying that. He's
Yeah.
tore us apart for years on end. But
Right.
Yeah.
I can't stand him because of that. So I'm not rooting for the Jets ever. It's just me.
And Salah
Achilles
might
at
be on the
40.
hot seat too, right? Didn't you say that? Salah?
Yeah, solid too. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got to do something, man. They got to at least make a playoff run.
How much did they pay him? 2 years.
Rodgers?
Yeah.
It was a lot.
A lot. They gave him like
You don't put out, you're done.
Brinks
60
truck showed
million,
up.
was it?
It was,
60, 70 million?
I don't think it's as much money as C. Rebel's making, but it was a lot. It was a lot. But he's such a weird dude, Aaron Rodgers. He's like the kind of guy that puts mayonnaise on his barbecue ribs.
Who's
He's
the
just
next
a weird
quarterback
kinda
that got
guy.
paid though?
Huh?
They just come up, got paid. Who's the other quarterback that just got paid?
The other quarterback wasn't.
Somebody this week.
Well, it was the quarterback from Chicago to sign a huge contract, like $39 million.
Trevor Lawrence, wasn't it Trevor Lawrence?
I'm like, are you?
Trevor Lawrence looks like Spicoli, man.
And then the next guy, he's gonna get even more.
Yeah.
Spagoli.
Spicoli,
Well,
man.
You got to show me this first.
You got that ring, man.
That's what I'm
Dan
saying.
Marino
Brett.
was a great quarterback. Hey, Dan, what'd you win? Nothing.
Yeah, I know.
So, Scott, let me ask you this. This was a polarizing thing. Jared Goff, is he a top 10 quarterback right now in the league?
I think he is.
All right.
I think he's a really good game manager. I think he's solid as it comes, man. No attitude, right?
Yep.
Right.
No ego,
No ego.
and is just in it to win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
You
And
did
these
get
guys
that
got
contract, didn't you, Jared? You did. We got Jared Goff
Yeah,
right here.
Cheech got a little Jared Goff to him, don't he?
He does kind of have a little.
Does look like Jared.
Are you from SoCal? No, originally, no. No, you don't have like.
No, sir.
No, very chill kind of guy.
East side of Detroit, bro. Wade and Dickerson. Yay, yay.
Stand up.
Hey, that motherfucker's still looking for motherfucking medulla.
I get from Medulla, man. I live 2 streets over from White Boy Rick,
As,
man.
as you get
White
acclimated
Boy
with
Rick
this
was on
podcast, you're going
Hampshire.
to find out who this Medulla guy is.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
a
for
young
sure.
East
I'll do my
Side.
homework.
We got a cast of characters to that nobody else.
We would let you hear him, but you wouldn't understand
You
anything.
need a fucking translator. Like,
that boy say?
what did he just say? It's like, man, what side of 8 Mile's that dude from? He ain't,
Yeah.
man.
Medulla, you better call in or message,
Call in,
man.
Medulla, what I'm saying, man.
Watch it right now, Cheech.
Mandula.
Said Eminem's washed up. Okay.
Oh, that's some crazy shit, man.
Okay, sure.
So what else going on, Philly?
I don't know. That's about it for sports, guys. You want to talk a little news? Grandmaster B, kick it off,
Yeah, I
man.
mean, shit, you're putting me on the spot here as I prepared myself for a lot of news.
You see how I deferred
Someone
that?
else take it for now. I gotta
The
find
boy is
all my
mine. The boy is mine.
Let me bring up a news.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
go
for
ahead,
it.
Dolly.
What do you think? We're sitting here and we're in the courtroom, and the head of the CIA, she's up there and she's telling lies. And it says, you need to resign. I think I'm best for the job. And then one lady in the pink looks over, she goes, you're lying.
She tore her up.
She
tore
said
her
the
ass
blonde
up.
as shit.
Yes.
Is what her
Oh,
words were.
man.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
You need to step down. You know that guy had that car filled with ammunition over a gas line, and it wasn't going to end there. He got back to that car, he's lighting that whole section up.
Oh, my
They
goodness.
found that. How
Yes.
do you... And there's people going, there's the guy on the roof. He's on the roof.
Yeah.
See that video?
Yeah. Kimberly Cheadle, that's her name.
Yeah,
That's the
Kim
one that
Cheadle.
just
Unbelievable.
resigned.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And her first response was the pitch was too high.
Oh, did you see that post I put on our page
pitch.
about that congressman that talked about the
Yeah.
pitch?
He was on the pitch. He went on the building.
Yeah.
He was just on the building.
That, we posted that to our Facebook page. You got to watch it. I mean, this guy was so meticulous. He had all
He's
the
former
logistics.
Navy SEAL.
Yes,
He's a Navy
He
SEAL.
knew his shit.
Yeah.
This lady
Yeah.
just sat there and just was mystified. Like he called it all out. He's like, "There's no way, man." And he had all the numbers right and everything, the distance and everything.
He actually went on the roof, shot a rifle, AK,
Yep.
16 times. He would have hit the president 15 out of 16.
Ain't that
The
something?
16th shot would have hit him in the ear like that guy did.
Something else, man.
Wow.
Yeah. And how did you mention about this kid? He was actually flying a drone a week before that. They were able to somehow get some of the surveillance footage now. This kid had all this stuff plotted. He had bombs in his car. He had everything that he. This
He
kid.
had that lady, that judge over that black lady on his phone.
I don't.
They looked in the phone and they're like, oh, so he got connection to that? Like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. I mean,
But you know what was messed up?
tragic.
And I'll tell you what, I had tears in my eyes. And whether you like Trump or you don't, when he said, I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah, man.
He knew it.
It was real.
It was real.
definitely
It
more
was so
emotional
real.
than ever before
For
from
sure.
him. You know,
Absolutely.
He don't do that turn like this, he's a goner, man. And we're witnessing it. We see that live.
Oh, yeah.
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 That's just sick. It's
Right.
sad.
No,
Sends you right back to Kennedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Gives me chills, man.
that was
How
unreal.
polarizing is it when he gets up with Secret Service people and then says fight?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's,
how can you not?
Yeah, I mean, that's
it's
How can
iconic.
that's
It's going to
solid.
go down in history,
History.
man.
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
grumpy
That will
old
go
men
down
and
in
see
history.
that on a plaque
Absolutely.
or on a picture. And we'll say, I remember when that
that
happened.
photo.
Well,
You'll
we
always
were
remember that.
banging at the beach, and Easy was at a concert afterwards. He's texting me, did Trump get shot? And I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I'm laying on the couch, you know. Turn the TV on. I'm like, holy shit. And there's all these, reports of fake news, whatever. You don't know what's what.
Yeah.
And come to find out, it's the real deal. It's crazy to think about,
Yeah.
and you feel for the guy just as a human being, whether it was Joe Biden or Trump.
Right.
You never want to see something like
In
that.
America.
No.
I was in the
That's
pool.
third world country shit.
Not
right
supposed
there.
to happen.
That's
Yeah.
not supposed to happen.
I was in the pool there floating around listening to Tigers games. And they said, ladies and gentlemen, breaking it. It sent me back to that when they did Kennedy.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is something I hate to report.
Right.
But there's been an assassination on Trump. I said, I'm trying to call Mike. Mike said, I'm like, another person's calling. You fucking believe this?
Yeah.
Was just like chaos.
We were
Unbelievable.
DJing a wedding at
Yeah.
Rewind
Yeah,
Lights.
yes.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, switching gears, I mean, not to get too deep into politics here, but Biden says he finally dips out, which he probably should have done that 4 years ago, or, he should have said that before all this. Now you got Kamala.
Yeah.
Now, they just raised over $100 million in less than like 48 hours, my understanding.
It was 81 in 24 hours.
I mean, that's a lot of money to raise. So all your big contributors, your George Clooney's, your Hollywood elite, all of a
Yeah.
sudden, hey, we're on
Taylor
the Kamala
Swift is
side.
on the-
But please answer this to me, guys. Again, not to get too political here. What the hell has she done in the 4 or 3.5 years she's been there? I don't, she doesn't have that it factor. And for me, I don't understand how that could be possible that even the Democrats would say, that's my pick.
Right.
Come on, man.
Well, that's the saddest part,
Seriously.
right? This is the United States of America, and those are the two best people we have to run for the presidency.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nuts to me.
But Scott,
It
isn't
is.
it worrisome that this could actually be another one of those? How in the fuck did this happen again?
Well, absolutely.
And it scares
Absolutely.
me. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. It concerns me that if this goes in that direction, not to say that if there wasn't a better candidate,
Yeah.
and I believe there are,
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
you know, and they didn't put them people at the forefront, but here we're sitting here with this, you know, token. Oh, well, she's already, let's just put her out there.
Right. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you know, Mrs. Giggles is out there just, you know, doing her tours right now and give me your votes.
Right.
Okay, I
don't
got
even
something.
think this should be close.
Say this were to be the Republican Party, you know, Trump's going to step down, this and that. No, you can't bring somebody else in.
Oh,
He's the
absolutely.
nomination.
Right.
You can't change gears right now.
Court orders are
this
filed,
shit
all
would be
kinds of, you
flipped
know,
upside down.
lawsuits. Yeah.
Yeah.
To where, like, we're like, yeah, go ahead. You know.
Right.
Trump even said, he's like, hey, I don't want to be here. If you did a better job, I'd be somewhere comfortable. Yeah, relax. Might I get-
Let's give it up for Kid Rock, or as we call him, Bob. That was pretty funny. And he's got Hulk Hogan is on there, and he's tearing his shirt off.
He couldn't even tear it off. He's like,
Great. Or what, you know,
Hey,
that guy
speaking of Hogan, man, he's going to be up the street on 19 and Mountain tomorrow.
Yeah.
Selling his new beer at the
yeah.
Liquor
Yeah.
Book. One of my
Really?
old customers, so go check him out, man. The Hulkster brothers.
No kidding.
I mean, you know, when he told him too, they said, you know, Trump, we want to ask you what happened. He said, I'm going to say it one time, and I'll never say it again.
That's right. Yeah, during
And
that
he
speech.
did. He was, and this guy don't ever cry.
You see,
know
him,
what
he
I'm
got a
saying?
little misty, didn't he? Did he
But
look
when
like
his
he got a
son
little
was
misty?
talking about it, he's like, in the grandchildren, he's like, all right, Trump, you're about ready to become human now. He held his own.
I think this has definitely changed him.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's
yeah,
no doubt.
no doubt.
There's no doubt.
Absolutely.
He had a humdinger of a speech ready for this
Well, you seen that
for the
bullet in
Republican
the air?
convention,
That flew by him.
and
That
it all
bullet.
changed in 24 hours.
Yeah.
He had to
Yeah.
rewrite it. You could see he became more of the regular kind of guy at the podium, and
Yep.
he talked about all the celebrities and the Dana Whites that were there, and all these people that were speaking before him. He wasn't bashing Biden like you would think he was, because he really curtailed that way down.
And there's really no need.
You know.
You know what I mean?
I really-
The guy's ill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I like Joe. You just,
That
you got
first
the-
debate spoke for itself.
Yeah.
Shout
That
out to
was
Dana
it.
White, too.
That
That
was
was
a
a
rim shot.
powerful,
Oh, that was
passionate
awesome.
Right,
speech,
mic
too. He did a
drop.
great job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe, like, you know, you even, like, you know, at work you hear these people, you know, I'm going to get my sister in. Really? You see what them gas prices are? Think about, are you willing to eat shit? I'm not. Because I'll tell you what, sister, you will have a World War III and you'll be begging, period.
Yeah.
And if you would, that man would have got shot, I said, let me tell you something. That up north, that militia, they would have been coming hard. You would have had another
there
war.
would have been a whole-
Guaranteed.
it would have been
Guaranteed.
Well, I'm sure we got plenty more to come on that. How
Oh,
about
yeah.
sharks eating cocaine?
I heard about this.
on.
Instead of people eating
Yeah.
shit, sharks eating
Yeah.
cocaine.
We got
They're
bears
stoned,
eating
man.
cocaine, and then now we got sharks.
Yeah, we got so a shark tested positive for cocaine off Brazil's coast. According to reports, a new scientific study has found that sharks off Brazil's coast have tested positive for cocaine positive. Oswaldo Cruz, my friend,
Now, if you want to
tested 13 Brazilian shark-nosed sharks, all of which were found to have cocaine in their system. Furthermore, 12 out of 13 sharks tested positive for, this word's too long for me to pronounce, as an aspiring pharmacist, I still can't, the primary metabite of cocaine.
Do you think he was high?
So the cartel is dumping the
was just gonna
coke,
say.
man. That's what's happening. That's oh shit, man. They're coming. We got to rip and ditch this stuff, and they're just throwing it in the
They're
ocean.
recruiting sharks to run from.
It's a
All I
fucking
want to know
feeding
is
frenzy for the sharks, man.
What shark was the snitch?
Right.
I wonder how many sharks are snorting coke
Couldn't they
off
hear the
another
music?
shark's ass. It's like a stripper or something.
Well, you remember when they used to have them and they'd fill them bellies up with them on ice and shit?
Yeah.
You go in there, flip it open, there was that
Oh,
cocaine.
yeah.
Now, this could be just me watching too many cartel mob movies, but is there something behind it? You need a coffee or something, you tight?
I'm good.
Okay.
Hey, C-Rebel's record, by the way, is 5 yards in one
Take a little
episode.
shot of this.
You still got a way to go.
You're in
It's got to
Rebels
do
class
something.
now, bro. What the
It's
fuck's
got
going
to
on
do
here?
something with detecting of the.
No, but what about to get rid of evidence? What if they dump a body and they got all these coked up sharks running around? Am I sick to think that's what they're doing?
No.
I mean, you
I think
never
your
know.
gummy's working, bro. Keep going.
In this world, nothing something surprise you, right?
No, I wouldn't.
It's crazy. Yeah, but the cartel's got to be dumping stuff. That's what it is, right? They're just dumping shit everywhere, and the
Is
sharks
it
are
a
getting
bad
lit.
cut? Is it bad grades? You know what I mean? You don't know.
Sharks like it. I don't know. They're growing
the
big families in the
packages
ocean.
that they
Very
can't
big,
get to
very large
before,
families. It's crazy.
Before
man.
the other, the marshals get on them, right?
Yeah, they're probably
They're
seeing
dumping 'em, they
bad
can't
news
get to 'em.
happening.
And if you're
Dumping
the
is shit.
carrier and the man loses the money, you're a dead man anyway.
Right.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a life or death situation.
Crazy,
Coked
man.
up sharks.
The only one that didn't see was the fucking hammerhead shark with his fucking eyes around here. Hey, what do you guys do?
Hey, did you
It's all
see
in front of his face like this. He can't
Did you
see
see
it.
Rocco around the corner? But I caught him in my right eye. Seen that motherfucker over there.
What else you guys got for news?
You guys hear about this? There's this thing they call surveillance pricing. This is so federal regulators want to know how J.P. Morgan Chase, MasterCard, and other company creditors are using people's personal data to sell them a product at a different price than what other consumers might see. So think about your algorithms when you're searching things in search bars. So there's the practice, what they're calling surveillance pricing, is specifically targeting certain people. And in other words, if you're
targeting off your algorithm.
that's right. So if you're buying a coax cord for a pod track or something like that, and you bought it for $8, I'm like, dude, the cheapest I could find that thing was for 14. They know what you're looking for, so they're basically stealing some of your data, your past purchases from Amazon. And so
Yeah, you see that
your
right.
purchases. So they're targeting people specifically, and that's kind of like a bad thing because. Some people are feeling like, well, how am I always getting all this feed? But then, oh, wow, it's cheap enough for me to buy. And the credit companies are behind all this AI stuff, and they're putting this in front of people. So think when you said this before, I need a new lawnmower. All of a sudden, I get on my social media, all of a sudden, I got Toro ads everywhere. The Snapper ads. I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? Have you guys ever had that literally happen to you? Like you say something, and it poof just shows up.
Absolutely.
We were just talking about workout equipment, me and my girlfriend, and the next thing you know, we both hopped on our phones and the ads for like rollers, weights, all this shit popped up. It's like really
Just out of nowhere, you
all
didn't
the
touch
time.
anything.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like,
wild.
we were watching like that. My wife watched these reality shows, like Dr. Pimple Popper and all this. And they were talking about hemorrhoids and stuff. Next thing you know, they got hemorrhoid shit on my Facebook feed, creams and ointments and liniments. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, seriously, this stuff just shows up.
How did they know?
I'm telling you, and the smart TVs call conspiracy. I believe they know what's going on, man.
They do.
Oh, and then Facebook put on the Meta AI, right?
Yes.
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 That's bullshit.
come on,
dude.
that's-
I don't like that.
Apple's
That's
new
absolutely
phones
listening to you.
that are coming out this fall, the new iPhone 16s are going to have this integrated AI data stuff, that's software that's put in it. Eric, I know you're probably getting fucking bricked. This is like a big deal. Like everything. He's already said. But this AI stuff scares me, man. It's brutal. It's so realistic and what they can do. You can pass the bar exam with this stuff.
I was going to say, and you absolutely probably will get passed up if you don't learn about it.
Exactly.
sure.
It's kind of like
You will
don't get
be
caught in the smoke.
Way back.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you can utilize that for a lot of good, but then it makes you wonder, like, how far can it go?
Did you see
technology?
Did you see that that Lopez they caught down in Southwest Detroit? They killed that cop, that Mohammed.
Yeah, the kid out of Melvindale.
Did you see?
He just became a cop too.
Yeah, and the great things that he did for the community, he would go and take his money and buy stuff for the kids.
Yeah.
And all that. You see that piece of garbage that
That
got him?
fucking
They had
piece
him
of
by the
shit.
hair.
He winked at the camera
Yeah,
like he
the
was
camera
some,
guy goes,
Yeah, I
"You're
saw
going to
that.
hell."
like he just filmed the Die Hard movie.
Scumbag.
It's like, you asshole. I hope they beat his. Well, I don't want to. Worse. Goes around, comes around, right?
That family was so broken. His brother, when he was speaking,
Yeah.
it was so sad. And the one guy said, he goes, "I just never got to tell Muhammad how much I loved him because of the things he did." It was.
How old was
I
he?
hate to see it.
He was young. I was
26, 27?
Late,
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember
mid
seeing
late
something like
20s,
that.
somewhere around there. But that's a job when you take it, man. You got to know what you're up against, like a
Yeah,
soldier.
for sure.
You're gonna
Just
you're
like the
gonna
other guy
enlist.
from Oakland County. He three daughters and his wife was pregnant, and he was in a car chase. Started in Madison Heights, and then he followed them down Shaner to like 6 Mile, and they just kind of surrounded him. Boom, boom, boom.
That's
boom, boom.
messed up.
That's
Killed
another
him.
thing. These handguns,
30
they can
years
turn 'em
old,
into
with
machine
3
guns.
girls, and his wife is currently pregnant.
Don't you guys feel, Philly? Don't you feel like society doesn't have that respect anymore? Like anything
No,
goes.
they
Like you
don't.
talked about these kids, young kids stealing brand new Cherokees right out of a parking lot. How much millions of dollars? How much?
Yeah.
vehicles.
That was his plan.
That was your plan.
You know what this is what they think? You're going to give me $1,000?
Yeah.
They don't think about
The repercussion.
Yeah.
Get killed. And son, if you get caught, you say something, we got your mother and them.
Well, but they also don't get penalized like an adult if they're underage.
They'll go till 21, I'm out.
They get juvenile type of stuff. Now, if you're over 18 or in adult range, that's prison. For
But
them.
you make it to the chop house, you got $1,000.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
It's crazy. It is.
Can't trust
It's a
people.
gambling game, right?
Yes.
It's a game.
Scary, man.
No, it
And
is
the
scary.
sense of entitlement these days with
Yeah.
these kids.
Yeah.
Oh, they want everything.
Fast
A lot
money.
of people want it
We owe
for
'em.
free.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to work for it. And that's
Fast
you know,
money. It's fast money.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know, how long is it going to take me? Got about an hour. I'll make 1,000.
Yeah. And you would hear someone say, I don't want to work 40 hours to do that, but I can make this quick hit.
Right.
And that's not all kids, but
No,
like,
no,
that's,
no,
you know,
no.
you see that a lot more and more. Unfortunately, that's the problem. That's the difference.
It's got to change.
man.
Has to change.
Yeah. So, any other news you guys want to rap about? Because we're going to take
How
a,
about this security with all the
Breach?
this breach with all these airlines and
Yeah.
people getting
Soft-
Oh,
they,
yeah,
sh-
that's
they
messed
show
up.
up to the airport
Yeah.
and we got nothing. We don't know what's coming in and what's leaving. So
Yeah.
they got these vacations booked and they're they just get there, they're all fired up and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thousands
And
of
then
flights.
thousands of flights.
Yeah, my boss got caught in Rhode Island. His flight was supposed to leave on Saturday. They bumped it to Sunday. Sunday turned into Monday. He finally flew back Monday night.
Damn.
Yeah, that's just messed everything up.
So they got to be getting
down.
hacked.
you talking about the Microsoft,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
crash?
The
yeah.
Microsoft.
It shut
Yeah.
down our whole system at work.
It was
They
Oh,
had
did
to
it
send
really?
the whole
Security
fleet
update
home.
That broke it. It was an update from Microsoft
Yeah.
that broke the entire world, basically.
What happens when
Yeah.
you have planes
Yeah.
that are in the air and they're commanded on the
That
screen?
doesn't-
Does it mess with them?
No, they just wanted to shut the whole thing down, so it didn't happen.
Nice haircut, by the way, Easy.
Hey,
Looks
what
good on you, man. Go to
Easy
Lady
looking
Jane's to get
smooth
that
over
thing.
there.
It looks good.
Mary Jane.
Yeah. Were you the one that was telling me that Pornhub was down all Friday? Yeah, somebody else.
Haircut and a cup of soup, $5
A
at the
couple
base.
snow angels. I'm in, man. Let's do it. Let's get it, dude.
Well, with that being said, we're going to take a pause and we'll be back with the fives of the week.
Sweet. That was good, gentlemen.
All
Very
right, there's
good.
first one out of the way. Part one. See.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get down there too, Scott.
Absolutely.
October. Yeah, I think that would be